good evening. When a government begins to rule through fear, when it wields control as a cudgel and silence as a blade, it betrays its very purpose. It forgets that it exists not by divine right nor by its own might, but by the consent of the governed. A government is born of the people, by the people for the people, yet when it succumbs to the intoxicating lure of unchecked power, it ceases to serve and begins to enslave. The essence of a free society is not that its leaders command obedience, but that its citizens hold the reins. True authority flows upward, not downward. And when those in office fear the people, it is not weakness, it is wisdom. For fear in its purest form is respect cloaked in awareness. It is an acknowledgement of the strength, the will, the righteous fury of those who grant them their station. But history, dear friends, has taught us a grim lesson. When governments forget this fundamental truth, when they trade humility for hubris and service for subjugation, the arc of time bends toward rebellion. Overreach is always met with repercussion, tyranny always with resistance. Fear, if wielded as a weapon against the populace, will inevitably recoil upon those who sought to brandish it. Liberty, my friends, is not a fragile thing. It is not a flame easily snuffed by the winds of oppression. But when the people begin to fear their government, when the whisper of dissent dies on trembling lips, when the shadow of tyranny eclipses the light of freedom, that is when liberty begins to crumble. For the strength of a nation lies not in its rulers, not in its armies, nor its banners, but in its people, united, defiant, free. It is time we remind those who claim to govern us that their power is not inherent, it is borrowed. Their authority is not absolute, it is conditional. They serve not at their pleasure, but at ours. So let us rise, not in violence, but in unity. Let us remind them that the people lead, and the leaders follow. That the day they forsake their mandate is the day they forfeit their power. Let us rekindle the truth that has long smoldered beneath the ash of apathy. That a government that fears its people is a government that respects its people. And a government that does not fear its people will one day tremble before them. But let them also hear this warning. When words fail, when pleas fall on deaf ears, and when oppression tightens its grip, the time for action will come. And when that time arrives, when the time for violence against our oppressors becomes not a choice but a necessity, we will take it. Not with recklessness, but with resolve. Not with vengeance, but with purpose. The time has come to reclaim what is ours, not through submission, but through solidarity. Not through silence, but through sound. The time has come to lead so that they may follow. The clock is ticking.